Well, Jimmie Johnson made the transition from motorcycles to cars, so I wanted to get the next best thing for the crew here at 2Xtreem. I wanted to give them a little sampling of what that might be like. So we visited Extreme Karting in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Well, I've never been to an indoor karting place before. I've just been on the outdoor ones. You get inside of this place, and it was huge. This place was 90,000 square feet, and it was immaculate. The asphalt was still pitch black. I've never seen a bit of sun to it, so it was perfect. And I see these carts sitting there with the boys with me. I was ready to get on these things and start tearing this place up.
So you guys know these are the fastest indoor carts in the U.S. The gas pedal's on the right, the brake pedal's on the left. Just 1 foot at a time, no riding the brakes, guys, okay? They are race carts, they're not bumper carts. So please watch the contact. Rubbing is racing. Don't intentionally spin each other out.
You heard the bumper thing, right?
Bumper thing? Rubbin's racing?
I heard that part.
Right? You can slow them down remotely?
Yes, absolutely.
There's a fine line between bumping and spinning. You understand?
I got you.
Okay.
And whoever greases me the most is going to win the race.
All right. See that? We got that prearranged. So.
You're the greaser, so you can...
Well, with the carts all being the same horsepower and having the same capabilities as far as tires and turning radius and everything.
When you get into real racing, it comes down to a little bit of weight, but it's more driving skill.
Chase and Kurt really had an advantage on Dave and I. They're a lot lighter, they can corner better, they can accelerate better, and they can brake better.
You have a distinct weight advantage.
Sure do.
So, there was no, restrictions or anything when I signed the waiver on what you could do. So with Sunoco being a sponsor and all this race fuel we have, I said, hey, why not bring a little oxygenated fuel down there to get a little more ponies out of there when you step on that pedal.
Can't wait till you'll be mine. I remember the day you left me. You said that we were through. I can't wait any longer till I'm holding you.
No bumping, damaging the carts, but they did tell us Rubbin was racing, so I think we took advantage of it in a few spots. We had fun, bumping and wedging your way in between and stuff. It was really fun. They let us do some things they don't let everybody else do, maybe.
As soon as I got on these carts, I realized these things weren't slow. I mean, these things did 45 miles an hour. May not sound fast, but when you're in an open car with open wheels on these things, I mean, it feels like you're doing 100 miles an hour on this track when this thing's wide open. The track had a lot of great turns, tight turns, and actually had a straightaway where you could actually get this thing wide open down there. And it felt like you were flying. And you could hold this thing through a turn so hard, and these things just stuck to these turns. It was an absolute blast.
Well, I've got to hand it to my dad this time. He stayed in front of me most of the time around that track, which is kind of weird because, my dad, he's never stayed in front of anybody. So I figured, slip the guy a couple bucks, I got a faster cart. But as I was behind him, I kind of smelled something that's a little funny. So we'll figure out what he did.
I can't believe this is happening. This old bar's still in front of me.
Well, I might have evened the odds too much for myself because I'm pulling this lead on Chase, and Chase is driving really good. He's trail braking, he's doing everything right, he's picking up all kinds of pointers. He's actually listening to his dad, but he'll never admit it. But it's really looking weird because he's wondering why, with 50 pounds less weight, why he cannot accelerate with me. I mean, I'm slipping and sliding all over, driving my heart out, but the fuel's doing a little more than I thought it would. And with the lead I'm pulling, it's starting to look pretty crazy. And I'm gonna, cause suspicion, you might say? So I better quit while I'm ahead.
This place is an absolute blast, man. Battled out there with Buck for a while. I was behind Joe at the start there. I don't know how the heck that guy keeps getting in front.
Well, I knew it. Everyone knew it, actually. Joe was cheating.
What's over there? Here? What are you doing?
Nothing. I thought you guys were doing interviews.
What's this?
What do you got over here?
What? Right behind your back there, pal.
What are you talking about? What?
Is this how you were up front? Oh! Running some race gas.
Yeah.
Can you believe this, guys?
Yeah.
There had to be a reason Joe was up front, and there's your answer. Cheating on camera. We busted this. Unbelievable.
When you're as old as me, you got to do whatever.
Oh.
All right, so I got busted. Big deal. I can still drive a kart pretty well, and I don't think it was cheating. Like I said, he's 55 pounds less, so I had to make up the difference. As far as I'm concerned, it's even Stevens, you know?
They don't have a chance, they're going to know it. But you know who prevailed in the end? Who the best driver was? This guy. Got a sheet to show it. Look at that. Oh, first place. Whoa! Oh, man. You suck, Joe. So excited.
Well, here at 2Xtreem, it was time for a new painter. We had all kinds of situations going on with the Apollo tribute bike, and we didn't want to go through that again. So we visited Fiberworks and hooked up with Bobby Capwell. Great reputation. He was actually referred to us by Carrington Lloyd from Greater Yamaha. What a great guy. You know, his work is awesome. I saw a lot of examples of what he's done. The only thing is Bobby is scared to death of the camera.
Requires some sanding and priming and some sanding.
And you can tell by when he says this.
Hi, how are you?
And then when you ask him a question, he says,
Okay, how are you?
it's just the same thing over and over again, this.
Okay, how are you? Boom. Okay, hi, this is Bob Capwell here.
Now that the paint design has been approved by Chris Butron from Sunoco, as well as Jimmie Johnson himself, we can get to work.
Try to achieve two-dimension out of the drawing.
Okay.
The job itself will be three-dimension
Okay.
and more.
The prep work is usually overlooked, but the way Bobby Capwell is really proceeding, I'm very confident because this is going to be a candy paint job. Any little imperfection is going to show up. He really can't make any mistakes.
I feel that we're on the right track.
I think we are too, and we look forward to inviting you on board to do your first 2Xtreem project.
Very good.
I really think you've come up with something
Excellent.
that's going to meet what we want. Do you have any comments on this?
Looks good.
That's about as much as I get out of him right there. It looks good. All right, non-committal.
We have the fuel tank, which is basically the most important part of the whole bike and probably going to get the most artwork on it. Yamaha has applied a decal. We must remove all clear coat and decal and paint, prime, and repaint. Here we have the front fender. So basically it's going to be sand, seal, blue candy. We'll put some company logos on the top, clear coat, and polish. Okay, here we go. 24 grit disc, small little air grinder, nothing fancy. Just some denatured alcohol. Prep the area for filler. Always want to make sure you mix this stuff well. Now we apply nice and evenly. 36 grit on a nice flat sanding device. Okay, after the 36 grit, we're going to feather out this whole area and prepare it for the primer. And it's a little bit of primer on here, and you're ready for paint.
The prep work on the tin's complete. The schedule is still tight. When we come back, the crew tackles performance upgrades to the Warrior's V-twin engine.